If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, it's the Red Carpet Ring featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King himself. Got another good one for you guys. We are going to talk about WWE NXT results from the July 23rd episode. We talk about no disqualification match. Eddie Thorpe takes on Lexis King, 6-man tag, you name it. That's the whole deal behind it. We are here. And of course, we got the bonus round coming up. We do have the Great American Bash Night 1 predictions for NXT special that's going to be on Sci-Fi for 2 weeks that I talked about before. So let's get into that. And of course, before we get into anything, I talked about this before too. New tournament that I got going on. The tournament, guys, that is about the best SummerSlam match. And I do have posts that's online the past day or so. They are both on Red Carpet Ring and Toxic Ring Scandal, aka KDH. You go ahead and vote for the best SummerSlam matches, guys. And when we come up, I will tally up all the votes. And then we almost done with the first round. So first round's almost finished. Vote on both channels, the best SummerSlam. I will tally up all the votes, and then we're going to see who advances on to the next round. So cast in your vote now. Cast in your vote for best SummerSlam PLE or pay-per-view event. There will be listed of which ones in the vote. So please check that out, guys. Check that out. See who came to ring before we begin. CeeLo Myers, salute to you. But yes, just get that vote going. It's an ongoing tournament. And at the end of the day, we're going to have one PLE or pay-per-view SummerSlam that was the best of all time. Now, before we begin, we are here live on Facebook and X as well. We'll be there till we get to the bonus round of Great American Bash. As usual, if you want to check out more, come on over to Red Carpet Ring on YouTube. But other than that, we're live on all 3 platforms, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Before we begin talking about the NXT episode, let's look at the match card for a second. Now, you guys know too that this is advertised. Sometimes it is subject to change, but this is the matches and segments that were advertised. Tyler Helter, salute to you, man. But yeah, this is the match card for NXT. So just let you guys look over that again. Now we're gonna move forward. We got Trick Williams. He talks to Cedric Alexander. He cut a promo. He was looking for Ethan Page. You know, Trick Williams is on a tear. He wants his NXT championship back. We know that he has not been the same since he lost it at NXT Heatwave in a 4-way match where he lost the belt to Ethan Page and he wasn't even pinned. It was Javon Evans. So he still is on a quest to get his championship back. But instead, we got Cedric Alexander coming out saying, Trick, you need to calm down, try to advise Trick Williams in the right thing to do. Then next thing, Ashanti, he comes out to as well to Trick Williams. And Ashanti comes out. He's saying, hey, this dude's not listening to nobody. Don't waste your time with Trick Williams. And, Cedric stepped in saying, hey, you're trying to say you better everybody when Trick said, I'm the best. And, he took offense to that, which is Cedric. And when he confronted Trick about it, Trick said, yeah, I meant what I said. And then later on, they agreed to have a one-on-one match. So this was a good kickoff. This kicked off the whole, NXT episode. So we got that to kick off the show. They was going to go at it. Now we're going to talk about other matches too. Next match we're going to talk about, guys, we had a no disqualification match. We had Josh Briggs versus Brooks Jensen. Remember last week at the end of the NXT episode, these two agreed to have a one-on-one match. Brooks Jensen, who just got reinstated storyline by NXT, Josh Briggs, stuck his neck out for him, saying, I want to, don't want to see him out of NXT. But also, he was saying too that, Brooks Jensen just on the tear. He said, I don't care. Me and you have a match one-on-one again, and Josh was like, we had a match before, which they did, and he was defeated by Josh. Josh defeated Brooks, and it could happen again. I was going, and then you know what? Brooks Jensen was like, no disqualification. So then we're here. So they have their match. It was a very good match by these guys. They was going back and forth. Very good spots by Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. The crowd was behind them. Booker T was behind them. They ruined the announce table, everything. These guys was doing their thing. I gotta give it to them. They was doing their thing. This was a good storyline of former tag team partners, former friends going at it. These guys were in a tag team. They even held the I think it was the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. They held that for a certain amount of time, and they was also partnered with Fallon Henley. They all went their separate ways, but Brooks Jensen just been on a spiral. He spiraled down, but we do know that he's trying to find his way back. We know that as well. So they had their match. I know one spot I did like. I like the part where Josh put Brooks through a announce table. That was good. I like that part. That was a good, solid segment in the show. So I liked how that was going. That was good. They broke the whole announce table. Sometimes an announce table break and it don't break. It broke in this case, and these boys was not playing around with each other at all. They was going at it, and then Josh, it looked like he was going to get the win at one point. Like he pretty much had the match in the bag once he put Brooks through the announce table. That's how it looked at that point. We thought that was it. Josh was going to defeat Brooks again. I just got to say, that part right there, it deserves a yeet. Yeet. So yeah, very good spot by Josh and Brooks Jensen. So you guys got to say, I want Roxanne Perez to go to main roster soon. I do too, but she needs more time. Give Roxanne more time. I don't think she's exactly ready. My thoughts on Trick Williams going to the main roster too. He definitely needs more time. He definitely needs. He still stumbles in his matches. Yeah, maybe next year. Yep, that's right. Get the likes up. Subscribe to Red Carpet Rain. Femi just got the NXT this year. He sometime next year possibly, not right now though. Yeah, we don't want to jump the gun on that. But yeah, this was a very good match. This was one of the best matches of the night. And of course, as you see, Brooks Jensen, Sean Spears got involved. He was trying to tell Josh to hit the chair on Brooks. He grabbed Sean Spears. Then Brooks Jensen took advantage of the chair. He grabbed it. He hit Josh with DDT'd him in there. That was it. 1, 2, 3. Silver. And Brooks Jensen won the match. And it seemed like he's partnered up with Sean Spears. So that was interesting to say the least. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So that was crazy though. I know they keep talking about, we'll talk about him later. Joe Hendry, they made an announcement about him, how he's popular amongst the fans ever since he stepped foot in the NXT ring. He's a TNA star. He had that song, I Believe in Joe Hendry. That's popular. He's getting very, very popular amongst the WWE universe. So they announced him. He's going to be at the NCAA American Bash. I'll touch on a little bit later, but they did mention him, as we see here. And also, don't forget, this is the partnership. These two walked off together, and Sean Spears seemed excited. So that was crazy. But a good match, good win for Brooks Jensen. He needed it. Much, much needed. Next thing we know, we have Trick Williams. He had the match against Cedric Alexander. We know he had a match on there. They had a one-on-one match, and Trick Williams defeated him. Um, Solid match, very solid match between Trick and Cedric. Cedric had the up tempo. He had some near falls on Trick, but Trick got him at the end of the day. Trick got Cedric Alexander. He hit him. I think he hit him with the if I'm not mistaken, Trick Williams. I don't think he got with the trick shot. I'm trying to remember how he defeated him. He got him with the I don't know. I think he got I think he got he got a trick shot. It was a sloppy trick shot if I'm not mistaken. He got the win. Then afterwards, P Dunn came out. He saw Trick Williams backstage and he just told him to figure it out. And he attacked Trick Williams for whatever reason. And he attacked Trick Williams again and he stood tall over him. So we're gonna see how this is gonna go between Trick Williams and P Dunn. That's supposedly gonna be the next feud for Trick Williams. Now that he defeats Cedric Alexander in a quick match. It was okay, but very solid match because Cedric Alexander kept the match together, not Trick Willie, but Cedric Alexander and Trick Williams. Trick Williams defeated Cedric Alexander, so we had that. So we'll talk about some other matches that happened on the card. Let's go over down the card here. Um, Eddie Thorpe went against Lexus King. Eddie Thorpe defeated Lexus King. They had a match. He beat him by pinfall. Ora Mensa from Metaphor had a match against Ashanti Adonis, and he defeated Ora Mensa defeated Ashanti. Then later on we had Ren Sinclair with she's with No Catch Quarter Crew. She told Charlie Dempsey backstage, I need to win. I'm going to tell everybody what she saw. She witnessed, I guess, them handling some business, taking care of somebody. And Ren St. Clair won that match against Carly Bright due to Charlie Dempsey helping her win, putting her foot, holding her down while she pinned her. So we had that match. Then we later on had Metaphor, which is the team of Takara Jackson and Lash Legend. They defeated Sol Ruka and Karma Petrovic in a tag team match. And as you can see, they afterwards they came out, they cut a promo. They are going to they made an official challenge since they won a tag team match. They want to face the women's tag team champions in the name of Alba Fry and Isla Dawn that are on SmackDown. And the challenge was set for Great American Bash, and that match is official. I will announce that later in the bonus round when I go over the predictions for Great American Bash Night 1. So this is how the challenge was set between Jakar Jackson and Last Legend of Metal 4. They won a tag match. So congratulations to them. They won a tag match. So we pretty much went down the whole card. I mentioned a no DQ match. Before I get to the main event, I know too they had a mention. We'll touch on it right now. There was also a mention of Thea Hale. She had a little segment here. She talked about her whole match against against Roxanne Perez. So she had a segment there. She talked about how she was mainly talking about this match in particular. So she mentioned how she was going to compete for the NXT Women's Championship, saying that she has growth within the past year, that's stuff like that. But Thea Hale, she is different. They said last they said on that episode last night on NXT that we did see is some growth. She said she saw growth in herself. She said she saw growth in in the past year. She was talking about a lot. Honestly. She was talking about a lot, honestly. She was talking about plenty of things. And she talked about how she did the segment, how this match is going to be set, and how, she needed pep rally last year from Andre Chase and Duke Hudson. They was crediting Ridge Holland as he got the match set for Thea Hale and how they got the Chase U shirts backstage. They said that they made those shirts in case, when Thea Hale, when she does win the the NXT Women's Championship. But yeah, they was really pushing Thea Hale. They really pushed that, push her to compete for that championship. So that's interesting. They really was talking about her a lot. They spent a good time talking about her. I'm not saying it can't happen, but or it won't happen. I'm not saying that either, but they really did push this narrative. Like I said, if Thea Hale being taken more serious, we know she's the happy-go-lucky girl, happy in her segment, happy about everything, and happy about how she's going to compete for the championship. And like I said, they really going with the storyline of how Thea Hale is to be taken seriously. We saw this last week with Roxanne Perez and now Chase U. They got shirts behind it and everything. So, like I say, I'm going to mention this in my my predictions for Great American Bash. Like I said, they got the shirts. As you see, they used to the red and black. Now it's black and red in the reverse. They said them shorts to support Thea as she won the Women's NXT Championship from Roxanne. So it was a good segment. Thea Hale this is the most serious I've ever seen Thea Hale, since her time in NXT. Because, Thea Hale, she's been in NXT quite a while. And, she's one of the youngest women on the roster. I think Thea Hale, if I'm not mistaken, I think Thea Hale is 20. I think she's 20 years old now, and she's been with NXT for 2 years now. So been there for quite some time, definitely quite some time. So we're gonna see where this goes as far as Thea Hale. Tyler said in TNA NXT parts gonna be fire. Oh, definitely. And Moose even said that in the interview that the partnership that TNA has with WWE NXT is way better than the partnership they have with AEW. She looks sexy red. Salute to you, Figure 4 TV. Roxanne Perez versus AJ Leah Liv Morgan. Yeah, that may come to fruition. But yeah, this is a good segment about Thea Hale, really pushing her to become NXT Women's Champion. Now we're gonna get into the main event. The main event, we guys know, talked about this earlier. It's the Rascals versus Nathan Frazier versus Nathan Frazier, Axiom, and Javon Evans. So this was the top matches of the night, as we see that before they had made the announcement. Rascals, they reunited. This their second week in a row. They're still red hot off the win last week, and they wanted a match. They was talking prior to Nathan and Axiom, and they said we want to compete. We want to have a match against you guys, non-title match. And Nathan was like, it's only two or three, you guys. Well, they said Rascals all three. That's the package, and then they went and grabbed themselves a tag team partner, and that's Javon Evans. And then they had the match. This was a dope match, though, by the way, guys. Check this match out. Very good match. These guys went at it. They did their thing in the match. They really did their thing. Much salute to them. They put their work in. So this was a great match between these guys. And next thing you know, we going to have one winner in the main event to close out the show. The Rascals defeated the NXT Tag Team Champions and Javon Evans in a 6-man tag. So very, very, very good match by these guys. Rascals, they are moving like an oil well machine. Very good. Now, I don't know much about them from the TNA days, but for what I've seen in NXT, for second week in a row, especially, these guys definitely got my vote on that, and I only got one word for that.
Yeet.
Yeet. They definitely win us in this match. Definitely. Tyler said I like Javon Evans. Got very talented, very good wrestler. Yeah, he definitely talented. Javon Evans, I give him credit. He did his thing in this match too. Much credit to him as well. So definitely much credit to him. I like what he did in this match. He not take nothing away from him. And like I said, Nathan, Axiom, and Javon almost had it won. But Rascal, since they got the chemistry to work so well together, it's hard to stop them. And we saw that tonight on NXT. So they got the win. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Rascals. I'm gonna say it right now. I know people. If you don't see it now, I'm gonna call it right now. They are going to be the next NXT Tag Team Champions. They are going to win those belts from Axiom and Nathan Frazier. They're already teasing it. We already kind of see glimpses of it now, honestly. We already see glimpses of it. So keep an eye out for that. Them boys going to win them tag team belts. We already, it's the proof is in the pudding. We see it. They already challenging them. Now that they've beaten the tag team champions in a non-title match, that gives them rightful claim to challenge for the NXT Tag Team Championship. So these guys will win the Tag Team Championship next from Axiom Nathan Frazier, as they still have issues. Now Axiom is competing for the speed title, and it was Nathan Frazier before. It's funny, Axiom got on Nathan Frazier and he turned around doing the same thing. These guys will end up winning tag team champions, and it's a good look for Rascals. We can see the NXT tag team champions on TNA television because Rascals, the other two, aside from Wesley, they will be on TNA, including Wesley. I don't know if they're going to do the Freebird rule similar to what New Day was doing, but of course, I can see them win them belts. Tyler Sam calling it the new NXT Tag Team Champions too. Yeah, they have what it takes. They're gonna be the next ones to win the belts. That's the way I see it right now. These guys, they're red hot right now. They just reunited. They've been winning left and right. They're perfect tag team champs, and it gives good promotion to be on TNA television. It will be on TNA Impact too. But other than that, though, that is the end. We had another part of it was another segment of TNA. I'm sorry, where my manners? NXT. We had one more part of NXT that was announced. I know we had the ongoing thing between Ora Mensa and of course Nathan Page, all ego Nathan Page, Ethan Page. They had their thing going on, and I know too that they're going to I know Ethan Page had the pin on him again. Remember, Ormes kept on pinning him, and Ethan Page cut a promo saying that pin didn't count. He did it again with the ref in the ring. So what I'm saying is a match will be set, and Nathan's Ethan. I don't know why I keep calling him Nathan. I meant to say Ethan. Ethan us tired of it, and we're gonna have ourselves a little match. And it's stated right here, and this will close out NXT, the end of the show. So that is official. Night 2 though, not night 1. That was Ethan Page is tired or Mesa attacking him and pin him from behind, getting a sneak pin on him, even though it's not an official match, embarrassing him. They're gonna have a match at Great American Bash Night 2, and that's the end of NXT. That closed out the show. My rating on NXT this recent episode for July 23rd, 3 out of 5. It was an average show. Wasn't bad. I could probably give maybe a 3.5, but it wasn't a terrible show. It was okay. I like the matches of Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs, no DQ match. Of course, the main event, Rascals, six-man tag versus the tag team champions and Javon Evans. Cedric and Trick was not bad there. Hell had a serious segment. No Obafemi. No Roxanne. Roxanne was in the backstage segment with Shawn Michaels. Saw at the very end for 2 seconds. She was complaining to HBK. Ethan Page, of course, had no match. He didn't do nothing. He just complained. He set a match, set it up for a Great American Bash. Kalani Jordan, NXT Women's North American Champion, no match. I know she's pretty much going to have some set with Tatum Paxley. But other than that, that matches were all right. Some matches, other than the ones I mentioned, not that great. Is it true that NXT going to CW? Yeah, that will be September, Tyler. They're leaving USA Network to go to CW. Yes, that's true. While Raw will go to Netflix next January, SmackDown will return to USA Network in September, and NXT will go to CW in September. So all three brands are changing networks. One is returning to USA, one's going to CW, which is NXT, and of course Raw's going to Netflix. All three shows are switching networks between September this year and January early next year. I hate egos wrestle. Yeah, Ethan's solid. He has a great character. He's I ain't saying my favorite wrestler, but he's solid character. You sound like the Rock Dolls manager or Ava. I'm sorry, Ava. Yeah, she goes a match because she can't wrestle for anything. But yeah, she be off as a manager. But 3 out of 5 guys, that's the rating I got for NXT. Like I said, other than the matches I mentioned that were good, the other matches were not so much there. I went too big on those matches. And I'm going to get into what went wrong with NXT. Let's get into that right now. What went wrong with NXT? Um, Cedric Alexander and Shanti are on their way out of WWE. I feel like that's what's going on with those two. I don't feel like there's any story for them. They're pretty much getting fed to Trick Williams or whoever else on the roster. You can see that it's not going nowhere. Trick is going to elevate, of course, but Cedric, Alexander, and Shanti, they're on their way out. Let's call it what it is. They're not going to be around much longer. And I think this is the last ditch effort to do something with Cedric and Ashanti before they get released or request to be released. I mean, I don't see nothing happen with Cedric or Ashanti. They'll just pretty much continue to get fed to the roster on NXT. So I don't like that. They're better off just being released, especially with Cedric Alexander hasn't done nothing before then. He was on SmackDown. He was on dark matches. Now he's on NXT. Ashanti, he rose from the ground up. So I don't see nothing happening. Another thing I like in this episode, a few terrible matches. Some of these matches were terrible, and I'll go over it. This match I didn't care for. Metaphor, Ren St. Clair, I didn't care for that match. Terrible. Eddie Thor versus Leslie King, didn't care for that match. So it was plenty of terrible matches on the card. But because we had some solid ones, it kind of leveled out. But there was just some real bad ones. We had real good ones, and we had some real bad ones. So I guess it leveled out at the end of the day. Another thing, why is P Dunne on NXT? What's the point of this? P Dunne, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he in the program with Sheamus on Monday Night Raw? With whole Braun Bruce history, he attacked Sheamus from behind. Yeah, you're doing a story with him, and you're doing a story with Trick Williams. That make it make sense. With that being said, this goes on list automatically just because of that.
You just made the list!
So why is he on NXT? Second week in Raw NXT. I guess he's gonna get a program with Trick Williams, but seriously, why? Like, really, why? I don't get it. So don't make no sense to me. I don't get it for life of me. I think this is worthless. If you're gonna do this, don't have more Monday Night Raw feud with Sheamus. Or if you're gonna have more Monday Night Raw with Sheamus, don't have him on NXT. We don't need him. NXT has a stacked roster. We don't need him. We don't need him. So that's dumb to me. I think it's silly and it's ridiculous. I don't think there's no person to have him on here. So that's my opinion on that. Also, one more thing I'm going to get into right now that that's kind of ridiculous to me. Thea Hale, she had a great segment. Don't get me wrong, I liked her segment on talk about compete for the title. That was cool. They'll take her seriously. That's great and all. But my thing is with Thea Hale, she's competing for, which I'll get into shortly. She's competing for the Women's NXT Championship at Great American Bash, right? But this is deja vu. If you guys remember last year, haven't we seen this story before? This is the second year in a row she competed at NXT Great American Bash for the NXT Women's Championship. She competed in the same event for the same championship against Tiffany Stratton last year. And they kind of ran with that storyline. She's tough. She got the submissive move to make her look submission move to make her look serious and somewhat of a threat to Tiffany. That's great, but we saw this before. We saw this last year, and now they run the same storyline again this year. Rinse and repeat. Instead of Tiffany Stratton as the women's NXT champion, now it's Roxanne Perez. So, like I said, we kind of seen this before, and yet we are seeing it again. Just saying, we saw this last year. I remember this match. It's not a bad match either. I'm just saying, deja vu. So that's my issue with that. Other than that, though, that's all I have for NXT. We're about to enter the bonus round, and we're going to talk about Great American Bash predictions night 1. So let's get into it. Say our goodbyes to Facebook and X. We're going to get into this PLE, or I'm sorry, TV special, not PLE, right now. Salute. And she learned this recipe from her dad. She did. Again. Yeah, but let's get into it, guys. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into the bonus round. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. We're here at the bonus round. We're going to talk about the Great American Bash predictions night 1. As you guys know, this will be on Sci-Fi for the next 2 weeks of Raw and NXT due to the 2024 Olympics that will be on USA. So with that being said, they will move the WWE Raw and NXT programs for the next 2 weeks on Sci-Fi, and Great American Bash will be on Sci-Fi. But let's go over the match and see who's facing who and who's going to win what, or what else is going on for that matter. Let's get those likes up while we come into the ring and talk about it. So let's get that going in a second. Let's go over each particular match and who do I have winning in what situation and who's going to get the dub. Let's talk about it right now. Let's go over the first match, no particular order. Joe Hendry, he is going to have a live concert. I talked about him earlier, how he's getting more popularity for NXT Universe or WWE Universe and NXT, and also he's popular in TNA. So maybe somebody will come out, Joe Hendry. Maybe he'll start something. But I think this is just a filler pretty much for night 1. This is not a PLE. This is a TV special with Sci-Fi. So I don't expect nothing big with Joe Hendry for that matter. I don't expect nothing. But yes, it will be Joe Hendry have a concert segment. That's what's going to go on with that. So we're going to see what's going to happen next with that. That will be interesting to see. So let's talk about that. But let's get into the next match. We got, of course, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Isla Dawn and Alba Fry, the team of Unholy Union, against the Metaphor of Jakar Jackson and Lash Legend. Now, this was a good challenge set by, of course, Jakara and Lash. They made the challenge on NXT, but other than that, I see Alba Fry and Isla Dawn retain their tag team championships. I don't see Metaphor winning these tag team belts. It'd be a good match for them. Get them on a card. You know, we don't see them much at PLEs. You know, barely see them on television. Not competing, just in backstage segments. So we will have those two compete in a tag team match. And I see Jakara and Lash losing, and it will be Alba and Isla retaining. So that's what I have for that match. So let's get to a next match on the card. We have Tony D'Angelo from the family. He is going to defend his NXT Heritage Cup against Tavion Heights, who's the newest member of the No Catch Quarter crew. And he looked very similar to Damon Kemp. I just want to say that. But anyway, Tony D, I see him retaining the Heritage Cup as the guy just got on the NXT scene. I don't see him winning a championship this early unless some cheating will be involved. I don't see him winning so much. I don't see it for that matter. So I have Tony D retaining his NXT Heritage Cup. I don't see how he will lose now. I don't see it. But I got Tony D retaining his championship. Well, the NC his cup. I'm sorry, the Heritage Cup. So that's who I got for that particular match. And we got one more match here. And in the main match we got here that I talked about, we have Thea Hale competing for Roxanne Perez, and it's for her women's NXT championship. Now, like I said, I talked about Thea Hale. I talked about how she is being taken more seriously, but I also mentioned that Deja Vu, she did compete at last year NXT Great American Bash for the same championship against Tiffany Stratton, then champion, and she did not win. And this was on a PLE on Peacock. This was not a TV special. Last year, NXT Great American Bash was on a PLE. This year, TV special on Sci-Fi. Aside from that, this match here, it's gonna be kind of. I like Thea Hale, but I hate to say it, but I kind of see the same scenario, the same result as last year's NXT Great American Bash when it comes to the NXT Women's Championship. I do not see Thea Hale winning. I see Roxanne winning again. Roxanne's still on the tear. She's still a dominant women's NXT Championship. I don't see her losing it. We got to remember, guys, we have to remember recently we had three new, if I'm not mistaken, we have plenty of people that are signed to NXT that just got signed to the roster. And these are the people, one of these three women, they are going to definitely get into a rivalry with Roxanne Perez. Who am I talking about? I think you guys have an idea who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these three women here. You got Gulia, Stephanie Valkyr, and now Delta. So they're going to save Roxanne, her in that championship to compete against one of these three women. So she may have a very good publicized feud with these three, or even lose it to one of these three, or maybe even have a four-way match and lose it that way. So if they're going to set Roxanne Perez up in a program with one of these three women, if not all three, for the Women's NXT Championship, it doesn't make sense for her to lose the championship now to Thea Hale. Thea Hale will get her time, but her time is not right now. It will be later on. I don't see how it makes sense for her to win the championship now, and they got a whole new women that they just signed to the roster. Why would they give it to Thea now? And Roxanne's the premier champion that's holding on to the championship for quite some time now. Kind of don't make sense to me. It wouldn't make any logic for Thea to win right now. It would make more sense for Roxanne to retain the championship to compete against one of those three women. So it don't make sense right now. I don't get it. I don't. So I got Roxanne retain the championship against Thea Hale for the Women's NXT Championship. And this more likely will be the main event for the Great American Bash Night 1 on Sci-Fi. So I wouldn't see any other way for that matter. So I got that going on. But other than that, though, honestly, that's no more to say but that. But like I said, these three women will watch out for these three women. I be getting a lot of buzz about these three. So I know they was it got so real that they was even watching these three women on a segment backstage. If you guys remember, I didn't talk about this early on NXT, but there was a segment where we saw Lola Vice, Carmen, and Soruka. They were watching these three women on the TV. They was watching their matches. That's showing how serious they are about these women, and how they know that they're going to make their mark in NXT, at least try to make their mark in NXT Women's Division. So we saw this segment right here. Remember, those three was watching them on the TV. So these three are going to do something. Watch out for them three women. They watch out for those three. So it would be Gulia, Stephanie Valkyr, and Delta. And they're from what I've heard, they're very good, especially Stephanie. and now Delta's there too. So we got to keep an eye out for that. And with that being said, this is going to, they may even debut, honestly, maybe at one of Great American Bash, maybe after Roxanne retained her championship against Thea Hale. Expect one of these three women, if not all three, to come out and approach and confront Roxanne Perez next. That very well could be the case here. They already talking about them. Roxanne cut that promo on Stephanie Gulia, and now they watch them on TV. One of these three women is going to show up at the Great American Bash PLE. I'm just saying, I can see that very well going down that way. It could be the case of when and where these women debut at. It could be very well there. So expect that to happen. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if that's the case there. I can see that very well being the matter there because they are doing a thing. They are doing a thing. So I would like to see what's going to happen with these three women and what they're going to do in NXT. I know Gulia, they said they was waiting on her because of her language barrier. It was an issue there with that. So let's keep that in mind. I don't know when she I've heard her since NXT Stand and Deliver. Remember, she was in the audience, so she's been around for quite some time with NXT. And Stephanie, they just signed her. I know there's some controversy about she didn't fulfill her agreement with CMLL, and they had some smoke with her and all that. And Delta, she just signed. So NXT is not playing around. They are signed the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. They are not playing around. So we got to keep that in mind. The women are ready, and they're going to be ready for Roxanne. Roxanne better be ready because she's going to have some major competition. She cut a promo saying ain't nobody for her, ain't no competition for her. These women are ready to step up. And, of course, other women on the roster as well is ready to step up and challenge Miss Roxanne Perez for a championship. So we got to keep that in mind. Definitely keep that in mind. But we're gonna see what the next move gonna be for that. So let's keep that. Let's keep the women in your. Just keep thinking about those women when you think of the women's division. So, and that's all I have regarding the whole NXT Great American Bash preview predictions for night one. That's all I have regarding that. So we got 4 matches on the card. We got NXT Heritage Cup champion, NXT Heritage Cup being defended night one. We got the Women's Tag Team Championships being defended. We got a concert from Joe Hendry, and we got, of course, the NXT Women's Championship defended. That'll be just night one. So we'll see what happens next, guys. We'll see what the next move's gonna be. We'll see how these matches go. Like I said, it'll be on Sci-Fi, not USA Network, but it's crazy though. Tyler said, "Look, Stephanie doesn't speak English. If you're nervous about." Oh, she's not. She don't speak English either. So she must have an English barrier similar to Gulia. Okay, I did not know that. That makes sense then. That makes perfect sense of why she's not speaking, why she's not done nothing yet. That'll make perfect sense then. That'll make perfect sense. Okay, okay. That's how that is. Okay. I did not know that. That you learn something new every day, they say. Learn something new every day. That I was not aware of. But it makes sense why, because she just signed, but she's not if she's not on that, I can see why. But other than that, though, guys, that's all I have for Great American Bash. Another thing I want to announce, I'll announce it again. I announced it earlier. Got the tournament going on, and I just put out a poll earlier. I put out a poll earlier. That was the post you guys saw yesterday. Of this tournament, there are more polls, and the polls I got here, today's voting on both channels. We got which SummerSlam was better, 2003 or 92. Most people pick 2003. So get your votes in. Other SummerSlam we have is SummerSlam 2008 and SummerSlam 2004. As we see, SummerSlam 2008 has the lead. So on Red Carpet Ring and Toss Ring Scandal, there are voting. We're going to see which is the best SummerSlam of all time. Talking about the whole event wise. So I will rally up the first round votes by end of today or tomorrow. We'll make a video about it. So get your votes in. Tyler said, "I think I'm not sure about it, and I know people who do AW streams are about her. Yeah, I don't know much about Stephanie since she signed. I know Gulia has English barrier issue, so I'm not sure about that. So we'll see what happens with that. I know there's an issue with her per se, but Stephanie, it wouldn't surprise me. I think she's maybe Mexican descent. Maybe she is. I'm not sure, but it could very well be the case with that. I'm not sure with Stephanie. We're gonna have to look more into that. I'm not sure what the case may be with her. Not sure at all. But if so, it's gonna take some time. But we don't want to wait too long on her because Schoolie has been around since, like I said, NXT Stand Delivered. We first saw her, so I don't know what's gonna happen next with her. That I'm not sure of. So we're gonna have to wait and see what the next move gonna be with that. So only time will tell. Only time will tell, definitely. But I mean, other than that, though, we got to keep an eye out for NXT Great American Bash. So keep an eye out on that. And then, of course, after night one is done, the following week will be night two. We do know that Ethan Page is already set for night two or Mensa, and it will be for the NXT Championship. I don't know what other championships will be defended. I don't know if Obai Femi will be defending his title. I don't know if Kalani Jordan will be defending her title. Um, and of course, the NXT championships, the men's, I don't know if that's going to be defended. So they're saving night two for something special. I don't know what per se, but let's keep an eye out for that as well. And we'll see what the next move going to be as far as that goes. We'll see how that's going to be set because only time will tell what's going to happen with that. So we'll see. We'll see what the next move is going to be. We will definitely see what will happen next for Great American Bash. And of course, after that, we got NXT No Mercy and we got NXT Halloween Havoc in the months of September and October. So keep that in mind too. Why is the NXT Great American Bash pay per view? It's not on PLE. It's going to be on TV. I don't know why they did like that this year, Tyler. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a TV deal they had with Sci-Fi and USA. Last year it was on PLE Peacock. This year not so much. Maybe because NXT No Mercy and Halloween Havoc is going to be on Peacock PLE. I wish it would. Like I said, last year it was on there. I don't know why they changed that up this year. I've been asking myself the same question. That I'm not sure. I don't know why they switched it up like that this year. That's a good question. I'm not sure about that one. That remains to be seen why NXT Great American Bash is on a TV special and not a PLE on Peacock like last year. So that is a very good question. I wish I knew why, but I'm gonna look more into that. I don't know why they did it that way, but we'll see what the reason for that is. But I don't know why they did it differently this year. That's very strange to me why they did it like that. So we'll see. We'll see what the whole case will be behind that. So only time will tell. Only time will tell. But other than that, guys, that's all I have regarding we talked about NXT results, no disqualification match, 6-man tag match. We are here at the most where I'm talking about the predictions for NXT Great American Bash Night 1, the preview and match that's on the match card for Great American Bash, which will be August 6th on Sci-Fi Night 1. Then the following week is Night 2, NXT Great American Bash. So that will be August 13th, the following week. And I will also do a preview for that as well. You said move for business. Yeah. Yeah, they got other stuff going on. So I guess to help promote it. And you remember WWE is leaving USA Network. So maybe that's the last special. It'll be the last special they have on USA. So we'll see what the next move going to be. Um, we'll see what's going to happen next as far as that goes. Other than that, though, that's all they have. That's all I have for NXT Great American Bash, guys. You know, you guys let me know in the live chat and the comment section below. Who do you have winning for these NXT Great American Bash matches for night one of the four matches that's on the card right now? And of course, what do you expect of Joe Hendry concert? What do you expect of Great American Bash night two? We already know one match is set for Ethan Page versus Ora Mensa for the NXT Championship. Other than that, though, guys, I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate your support. Soon to videos will pop up for Red Carpet Reign of content. Check that out. I always give my predictions. I always talk about scenarios of champions of or contenders for championships or any scenario for that matter. So check that out. Greatly appreciate it. And also keep and vote for the best SummerSlam event. The voting is still on. Greatly appreciate it once again. You guys already know what it is. It's OUNT.